Okay, so it's time for the next A to Z mini rework. My thoughts, ideas, changes, so on and so forth. And we are finally on Mad Lad Master Yi, the Wuju Bladesman, also known as Auto Attack the Champion, also known as I hate him and everything he stands for. Style is so much auto attack, true. Difficulty 1, extremely true. Mobility 2, how does he... Okay, I guess his Q is sort of mobility, so I'll accept it. And damage 3, insanely true. Honestly, I'd give him a toughness 2, too, because stupidity. Master Yi has tempered his body and sharpened his mind so that thought and action have become almost as one. Though he chooses to enter into violence only as a last resort, oh yeah, sure, as a last resort, my ass. The grace and speed of his blade ensures resolution is always swift. As one of the last living practitioners of the Ionian art of Wuju, Yi has devoted his life to continuing the legacy of his people, scrutinizing potential new disciples with the 7 lessons of insight to identify the most worthy among them. Jesus. Okay, it's time for the broken abilities. Double strike. Every few consecutive basic attacks, Master Yi strikes twice. It's stupid. It's literally just Lucian passive, but not as good, to be completely honest. Alpha Strike. Master Yi teleports across the battlefield with blinding speed, dealing physical damage to multiple units in his path, while simultaneously becoming untargetable. Alpha Strike can critically strike and deals bonus physical damage to monsters. Basic attacks reduce Alpha Strike's cooldown. If a ability has this much wording for something as simple as what it is, it shouldn't exist. Meditate. Like each of his shit just does so much, but yet it's so simple. Master Yi rejuvenates his body by focus of mind, restoring health and taking reduced damage for a short time. In addition, Master Yi will gain stacks of double strike and pause the remaining duration of Wuju style and Highlander for each second he channels, which is stupid. Like, why? Just why? Wuju style grants bonus true damage on basic attacks. This is just the definition of why. Highlander. Master Yi moves with unparalleled agility, temporarily increasing his movement and attack speed as well as making him immune to all slowing effects. While active, champion kills or assists extend Highlander's duration. Passively reduces cooldown for his other abilities on a kill or assist. And it's just more of why? Like, why does he need so much stuff? Like, literally, he'll get 1 kill and now he can just run over people. And his E just gives him true damage. Just why? Just give him true damage. It's nothing but a consistent batch of why. And I truly think that without a sliver of a doubt that this champion should be reworked completely. Like, I'm not really fond of completely from the ground up reworks that change the champion entirely. And I do think that his kit should, resemble what it is currently a little bit. But I just think it's broken. Like, it's just so broken. I will admit that there is more, how do I want to put this? Skill involved with Master Yi than a lot of other broken champions such as Annie or... in my opinion, like Pantheon or old Pantheon at least. But it's to the point where it's ridiculous. Like, why does his W pause all of his effects? Why does his R give him all these bonuses upon kills and assists? Why does his E just give him true damage? Why does his W do anything? Like, just in general, why does it exist? Let me heal him, give him reduced damage, and pause all his effects. And why does his Q make him invulnerable while damaging everyone? So honestly, his passive's okay. As I said, it's literally just a worse version of Lucian passive. It's really nothing that insane, and it really only hurts in some situations. It's nothing that bad. Okay, peachy, fine, whoop-de-doo-dah. His Q is what defines a good Master Yi or a bad Master Yi, because he will dodge everything with his Q, or he will get hit by everything with his Q. And that is the only really way. I guess they wouldn't really get hit by everything with his Q, but you know what I mean, where you're like, he's just not going to dodge anything, he's just going to be spamming his Q whenever he can, and yeah. So I don't think, honestly, alone, all of his abilities aren't that bad, but just together, it's ridiculous. The bonus damage on his E, this, like, his ult, I don't see it as a bad ability. I find, you know, the fact that it increases his movement speed, increases his attack speed, and makes him resistant to slows, perfectly fine. Honestly, perfectly fine. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. The problem that I have is that it gives... It literally has a Katarina passive on it that kills an assist, restore his cooldowns. Like, why? And it increases the duration of it itself. Like, I can sort of understand kills and assists increasing the duration, but let it not lower his cooldowns too. Especially because just auto-attacking in general is already lowering his Q, so that means when every time he gets a kill and assist, he could just spam his Q infinitely in his ult. Because he already gained bonus movement speed. So I would immediately take that out. His W I would completely change. If anything, I'd make it more like a... why can't I think of the terminology? Ah, yeah, it is Olaf. An Olaf W, where it gives him bonus lifesteal on his next couple auto attacks, or like for a little short duration. And honestly, I think they should take a little bit of inspiration from Olaf. I think that his kit overall is just stupid, and it really does need some changes. But to be truthful, this is one of the few champions that I'm really not quite sure all the changes that I would like to make to it. Because I don't think, like, if you change too much, it's just going to break him. And by that, I mean that in a bad way of, like, he's just not going to be useful at all. And, you know, you want at least the champion to be somewhat useful. But if anything, I would change his W to, with meditation, causing him to heal over the next couple of seconds. He heals more if he just recently took damage, something along that line. And, like, allow him to still be able to move, but it will not give him damage reduction. So basically think of like a volley bear passive, to where he'll activate it and he'll start to regen HP at a higher rate, kind of like not Vladimir, kind of like Mundo ult, only it won't be as much. It won't be as insane as a Mundo ult. It'll just be like a small thing that just ticks up over time, that increases even more if he just recently took some damage. His E, I would change it, like make it some sort of skill shot or something that's just not... Maybe make it if you land the skill shot, or kind of like what's his face's Set's W, where if in a certain area the skill shot does true damage and everywhere else it doesn't. Something like that. Like, if anything, I'd honestly make his passive called Wuju style, where... And I would make it a conglomerate of a couple things. Of every... like, as he's auto-attacking you, he will gain a small amount of attack speed after this auto-attack. See, it'd be a bit of a conglomerate of a couple things, because I think his basic attack should be unique, because he's using the Wuju style and yada yada. So I think that his basic attacks should have like their own kind of unique animation and do something a bit more than just a double strike. So I think that his passive should be changed to called Wuju style and make it a bit more complex. Make it something along the line of while he's auto-attacking, just his regular auto-attacks build up his like attack speed. But not like Jack's where it stacks, but it'd be like his first auto-attack against a champion gives attack speed. His second auto-attack against a champion lowers the cooldown of an ability or something? I don't know. Like his second auto-attack has a higher chance to crit. His third auto-attack will do true damage but cannot crit, or something along that line. And it'll be like something along that line. Or if anything, I'd make it like 5. His first 2 auto-attacks don't do anything. His next 3 auto-attacks, the third auto-attack upon the same champion, or I guess just in general, as I said, will give him a small burst of movement speed, or a small amount of not movement speed, attack speed. The auto attack after that has a higher chance of critting, and the auto attack after that will do true damage. Something along that line I think will be much better. His Q, ooh, just fuck it, keep it the same. Okay, I will allow his Q to stay the same. I don't like invulnerability, but, as I said, it's kind of like the main true skill in his kit. His W, as I said, I'd make it, he'd activate it, and then for a short duration, he would have increased health regen, and the health regen would be even more if he is either taking damage or has just recently took damage, but it would not do anything else. His E, what I would actually turn into a skill shot. And if he lands this skill shot, then it will make his next auto attack twice, and move his passive to his E and his E to his passive, basically. So it would turn from him, just gaining true damage on all his auto attacks, to something. I'm not quite sure how I would organize this skill shot. I'd probably want to make it something like a sweeping S thing, or maybe like a dash forward and jabbing. One of those two, but it would be some sort of actual skill shot that uses his body. And if he lands the skill shot, then it'll make his next auto attack twice. And then his R, I would keep the same. So in recap, change his passive to make it so that the third auto attack, his auto attacks stack. The third one gives him attack speed. The fourth, or maybe the second one gives him movement speed. The third one gives him attack speed. The fourth one has a higher chance to crit, or gives him 10% crit chance. And then the fifth one will do true damage. And it'll do something along that line. His Q will stay the same. His W will just be health regen over a short duration of time. His E will be a skill shot that, if he lands it, will make his next auto attack twice. And his R will stay the same, except for I forgot to say earlier that it will not lower his cooldowns if he gets a killer assist, but it will increase the duration. Time to go to his 1,000 skins. Okay, so you have Assassin Master Yi, which I think is pretty cool. Chosen Master Yi, which I like just because it's, Star Wars, but besides that, it's pretty meh. Ionian Master Yi, which is the only one I actually own, which isn't good at all. Samurai Master Yi, which is another, not good at all. Headhunter, I think, is pretty cool. Project is obviously very cool. Cosmic Blade is definitely cool. Eternal Sword, I think, is nice. I do think it is a very nice skin. And Snowman Yi is, I think, honestly, it looks pretty good, but it ain't that great overall. I especially don't like the fact that his sword is a carrot. At least make it a whole branch or something. He already has a carrot nose. I don't think he needs anything more. So, of his skins, I will definitely put Samurai at 1, solid 1, nothing really better than that. Ionia at a 2, a 3, I'm sorry, has to be Chosen, it's just not that great of a skin. 4 is definitely Assassin, meh. Now, this is where things become a little bit tricky. I'll give 5 to Snowman Yi. I will give 6 to Project E, to be completely honest. I think it is a nice skin, but I don't know, it could be better. I'll give 7 to Headhunter Yi, because I really do, this is kind of biased, because I really do just like the Headhunter skins a bit more, just because, I don't know, they're their whole aesthetic I really, I guess, resonate with, really like. Then, was 5, 6, 7... Okay, and then I'm going to have to give 8 to Cosmic, to be completely honest, and then a solid 9 to Eternal. I know at first when I was talking about the skin, it didn't seem like I was going to like it that much, but I really do think that it is a very nice skin, and that it definitely does, get its job right, and it just looks very good overall. And, yeah. That has been my A to Z mini rework. My thoughts today is changes so on and so forth on Master Yi, the Wuju Bladesman. If you agree or disagree with anything that I've said, please leave it in a comment down below, and I'll gladly get back to you as soon as possible. And, yeah. With that, I'm going to thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming